It's time now for the award-winning #1 local talk show in Northeast Pennsylvania, The Sam Lesante Show. Now here's your host, Sam Lesante.
Well, welcome everyone to the Sam Lesante Show. Once again, thanks for making the Sam Lesante Show the #1 talk show in Northeastern Pennsylvania. I really appreciate it. You know, when I started this show back in 1994, we talked about doing local neighborhood shows, and that's what we're all about. And we're producing over 21 right now, and I appreciate the great feedback we're getting. And there's a lot of things that happen in our area that we cover, particularly from the Pottsville area up into the Wilkes-Barre area. A lot of organizations that do a lot of great things. And I thought today we'd share a few of those organizations and let you know what they do for the community. In Hazleton, we have a number of organizations. Two of them we're going to feature today, the Swing Club and UNICO. Basically what they're all about. So representing Swing Club today is no stranger to the area, Jeff Kubitz. And Jeff, thanks for coming on the show.
Oh, thanks for having me, Sam.
You are a key account manager for a biotech. That's a big title, huh?
Oh, sounds like it. Yes.
Not bad for $3 million a year salary, is it?
Little more.
A little more. Now, how long have you been involved with the Swing Club?
Probably about 25 years.
I was a member back then, okay, and maybe 3 or 4 years. But everyone would say to me, the Swing Club, that's, just a bunch of guys get together and they eat and etc., which we do. But tell for those people who are not familiar with the Swing Club, what is it?
Well, thanks for asking, Sam, and once again, thanks for having me. It's actually a fascinating story. It's a good story, good area story. The Swing Club was actually founded in 1935, so it was in the middle of the Great Depression. It was in the Hazleton area. Obviously, during the Great Depression, everyone was struggling. So a group of individuals got together and they wanted to form an organization to see if they could help the local people in the community. Help them out financially, help them out with camaraderie and things of that nature, and spirit within the area. So it was 1935 was in the start, and right soon after that, World War II started, the U.S. involvement in World War II. And we had 52 members of the Swing Club that actually volunteered to go overseas to fight in World War II. And that gives us, and that holds true even through today with our spirit of citizenship and love of country, nation, and God. And they're the standards that we live by within the area. We have done a lot in the social areas and the community areas, fundraising, which I'd be glad to get into, but I'll just give you a general overview of what we do. We do have food drives, we do Toys for Tots, we have clothing drives, coat drives in the winter. We do a Scotty Roman Award, which I'd be glad to get a little more into, which is the most prestigious athletic award in the Hazleton area. It recognizes the top male and the top female athlete in Hazleton, and with that, the recipients are then given a plaque and a monetary donation that they could continue on with their education. And that has been going on since 1947, I believe.
You know, the interesting thing about that, and we'll get into the different things, is that, the camaraderie that you have, in the club. That's what I found. You're a current school board member, okay? And being as active as you are in the school board, there's a lot of politicians come down, judges come down, everyone come down to break bread and to share a lot of good things. And I think that's one of the things that I enjoyed, knowing that there was good coming, but meeting a lot of people. I'm sure in your experiences that you've been there, you're the treasurer, right?
Correct.
Okay. Your experience of meeting people and sharing ideas in turn, which, ideas that help the community. Am I correct in saying that?
You're 1,000% correct, Sam. We do host a lot of people that come in because we're so proud of our area and we're so proud of what we do. And we like to bring in local dignitaries, but also people from outside the area, just to show them what the Hazleton area is. And there's ample opportunities that maybe they could help us out. They could help us out financially. Some of the political people that could come in, whether they give us grants or they help the city out or they just help the local community out. One of the things we pride ourselves on is community and the spirit, as I said earlier. And one of the major things we do in the area is a food drive. So around Christmas time every year. And this was in the charter in 1930s that we have been doing it that long, that we provide around the Christmas time a food basket for needy citizens of the area. And it's funny, it started off as it was dinners that were made in the clubhouse that were actually delivered to local families. Now what it is we have upwards of 100 to 150 families every year for Christmas that we provide, and it's a food basket is what we call it, but it's enough food that it's going to last them for a week. I mean, it's everything from Christmas dinner, breakfast, snacks, things for kids. We also supply toys if children come in or families come in and they can't afford Christmas toys and things of that nature. We also provide that, and that funding is brought in, to your point, with a lot of the social activities that we do and a lot of the people that we meet to provide us with donations and as well as ideas about where we can acquire, be it food, be it accessory items for the needy people in the Hazleton area.
And helping a lot of seniors out there that don't have the opportunity, and I remember when I was in this swing club, they look forward to that. And how does someone apply for those? I mean, how do you know where to distribute the food basket?
What we do is usually it's the Monday after Thanksgiving where we start putting ads in the local newspaper. And certainly we would be welcome that if you'd like to run any public service announcements for us next Christmas, we could do that.
Yep.
And then we have pre-assigned times. It's usually a Saturday and a Sunday after Thanksgiving that people could come in and they could apply for the food baskets and also any other thing that they may need. It's more from a lot of things. We used to require a lot of paperwork and a lot of vetting to went into what you needed and what we can give you. At this point, the way the community is and the way the organization has evolved, if you come in and you request something, no one is denied. You could tell us if you need anything else, no one will be denied.
Why did Jeff Kubitz decide to give all of his time, most of his time, to help people? Okay, in other words, when you have enough on your plate, why do you do that?
I'll tell you, Sam, it's very rewarding. It's spiritually rewarding and internally. It's just to give back to the community. I've been blessed, my family has been blessed, and I feel if you could play it forward and help those that are less needy. I was initially brought into the swing club years ago by Mayor Dan Guydish in West Hazleton. And that was one of his mantras. It was always, what could we do? How could we help? What could we give back? And that stuck. And now what I'd like to do, and what a lot of the gentlemen that are involved in the swing club with me like to do, is get our younger people involved and then let them know about the spirits, the camaraderie that we have in the club and the way we can help the community and move the community forward.
I totally agree with you. And I said, as being a current school board member, and doing the great job that you guys are doing. And now you're running with Mr. Uwas, Szymanski, and Noss, right?
Yes.
Okay. When you look at community service, some people just go on just because, but you're one of the people that go on there and do what you have to do. When I found out that when I was there and these people came into politicians, they're in a better relaxing mood that you could have a decent conversation with them and they see things a little differently than when you're going into an office sort of thing. And I think what you bring to the table, Jeff, is the fact that you have the experience and you're able to communicate. I'm sure, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sure there's been times as a school board director, okay, where you've been able to talk to maybe a legislator and say, hey, Jim, we're having a little concern in the whatchamacallit department. What do you think? And they give you the bottom line stuff. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, no, there's a lot of things that we do as an organization as well as on the school board, just to try to enlighten people into what the needs are. What the needs are of the community, what the needs are of the Hazleton area, what the needs are of the Hazleton area school board, the citizens that we have, as well as the students. And yeah, it is a more relaxed situation a lot of times, but it's more about getting to know people and getting to open up doors and open up the opportunity to have people know what needs we have, and what this area really needs and what we can help with.
Yeah, and I found that meeting a lot of people, you know, because sometimes if I have a guest and I'll say, Jeff, do you know such and such? You say, yeah, Sam. Mike, well, what, could you tell me a little bit about the person? And you develop that personality, you know. I think everybody looks forward to coming to the swing club at some events that you have, because sometimes it's jam-packed. I mean, right?
Right. No, we do. And I tell you, one of the things that we do, too, is, as I mentioned earlier, the Scotty Roman Award. So that was named after Scotty Roman, who was one of the founding members of the swing club, who was tragically killed very young in life in a mining accident. So it was 1949, I believe. I think that was the first date of it. And this award was given to the female and male athlete of the year. So the amount of people that we bring in for an awards dinner and something like that, and the competitive nature of just who's going to win those awards, it's very interesting. It's very rewarding to see it too. And then to reward and recognize the youth of the area is important, because let's face it, we're not going to be here forever. So if we want this community to thrive and stay thriving moving forward, I mean, it's the youth that we have to really capitalize on.
How do you become a member of the swing club?
If you find any of the local members and you ask them, and we'll bring you in. You get to meet everybody. You have to do some social activities that we have, you know, be it food drives, be it cleanup, whatever the case may be for the community, and just to get out there and to see what we do. And then at that point, then you'd be offered membership. Membership is capped at a certain number, so when there are openings, we bring people in.
That's great. And you still have the great food, right?
Oh yeah, we have they stay true to their Italian heritage.
Oh yes.
So we do have Italian dinners. We also have a lot of guys arguing about who's going to cook and who has the best meatballs and things of that nature. We have a bocce court, so we do have competitive bocce matches that we play, and so we try to remain true to what the Italian heritage was that founded the club all those many years ago.
When I was there in '67, '68, '69, the Mateos were very active. Yep. You know, the great food, etc. Well, Jeff, I could just, first of all, applaud you guys for doing what you're doing, because I think a lot of people do not know what organizations do. They hear about the swing club, but do they really know what's going on? And not only that, on top of that, you're a school board member. And, you know, and so far, I do the school board report, as you know, and things look pretty good. It's a pretty healthy board. So I wish you and Austin Szymanski and Nos the best. And thanks for coming on the show.
Well, thank you for having us, Sam, and appreciate the opportunity to talk about the Hazleton Swing Club and all the good we do for the area.
Yeah, keep that good food going, okay? Folks, we're learning about the organization. If you'd like to share some of the thoughts about your organization, let me know, sam@ssptv.com. And once again, thank you for making this show the #1 talk show in northeastern Pennsylvania. When we come back, we're going to talk about UNICO, Service Above Self. Great organization. Take a break. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to the Sam Lesante Show, folks. Remember, 24/7, ssptv.com. All of our shows. My email, sam@ssptv.com, if you have any questions, any comments. And today we're talking about organizations that do a lot for our community. And going back to when we started this in 1994, one of my major goals was to do local neighborhood programs and bringing in information to the community. And we started that back in '94. In '99, we went to Pottsville, and in the last maybe 15 years, we've been servicing Mountaintop and Wilkes-Barre on Channel 92 every Saturday and Sunday from 7 to 11. Comcast in the Pottsville area is on from 7 to 11, and once again, we appreciate making this show the #1 talk show in northeastern Pennsylvania. So we're highlighting some organizations. If you just tuned in before, we had Jeff Kubitz on, who's the treasurer of the swing club. Interesting things that they do. Okay, another organization that's no stranger, I was a member many years ago, is UNICO, and their slogan is Service Above Self. Representing UNICO today, a good friend of mine for many years, Danny DeMelfi. Daniel, how are you?
I'm fine, Sam. How are you?
So I understand you have your studio up here. You give all these lessons, and you give voice lessons, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you want, I could give voice lessons because I have this wonderful voice.
Okay.
Okay.
Go for it.
Would you hire me to?
Well, you're on.
No problem.
I have to get references.
Okay. You want me to sing for you?
Yeah, go ahead. Would you do that?
Well, not now, but I'll sing after the thing. No, UNICO is how long have you been involved with UNICO?
Since 2007.
So all these years, what made you, other than, it's not strictly, it's an Italian club.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes.
Now, do you have to be Italian?
You have to be Italian or married to someone of Italian descent.
Okay, and if you go back, it was established in 1922, but there's reasons why they established, the UNICO as to be charitable, to help, help the community. But going back to 2000, what did you say?
2007.
Why did you join UNICO?
Well, two friends of mine that were members of UNICO, and they said, you should join. And I gave it some thought, and I figured, hey, why not? So I went to the meetings, I learned what they were all about, and I decided to join. The primary reason, I'm going to mention the two guys, Don Galade and Johnny Pauline, they were the members, and they said, we'd like to do an Italian festival, okay, celebrate the heritage. So I pitched the idea out there at the club, and it was met with, mixed response, because at that time that was, seemingly unattainable, okay, to put something like that together, such as what they have in Scranton, which is huge, the Festa. So Joe Cerullo, the late Joe Cerullo, great guy. When he got on board with our proposal, we started the festival off on a small scale, okay? And it was very successful in the first year, and it's grown now. I believe this is going to be our 16th, 15th. We missed COVID. We missed some time because of COVID, but it's grown. It's grown to one of the biggest events in the area. And it's all about celebrating Italian heritage and food, and it's our flagship operation, and it enables us to help a lot of people. UNICO, and I know Swing Club, Rotary, all these great organizations. We have Lions Club, and I hope I'm not missing anyone, but there are a lot that go above. And I heard Jeff say, you want to give back because the community is good to you. For 50 years, the community has been good to me with my business, and you always want to help people, because some people are in really, really dire straits. Financially, some people, there's food insecurity. We all know that, and these people are in our midst. So that is the primary reason that we have our big festival to raise
So when
funds.
you're doing this, and we've had this conversation, what are some of the organizations or people that have been helped from the Italian festival? Because people say, well, I wonder where the money's going.
Yeah, oh, sure. Well, we help individuals and organizations in need. We do support cancer research on a national and a local level. And we also, we're helping hands, organizations such as that locally, and people that come to us through our membership, or people will contact us and they'll say, hey, so-and-so is terminally ill, or they have some sort of major problem. They come to us, we have a committee, and we get all the facts in order, and then we appropriate what we feel is going to be adequate, and it's all voted on. Okay, I'm a member of the board. Past president, I was president for 3 years, and that's how we do it. And we, Sammy, it's a great thing, when you come upon a person who is having an unfortunate event in their life, and you can help them along a little bit. Sometimes you feel helpless. If it's someone that's terminally ill, or if there's somebody that's in a really, really bad situation, you wish you could do more, but you do what you can. And that's what we're here for. You got to help people, and that's the reason that we do it. We don't have to do it. There's charity isn't a law. That's just a human, desire.
One of the few clubs, I was a member of the Lions Club, and at that time we were meeting twice a week, believe it or not, and we would go, there'd be 60, 70 members, and I also joined UNICO for a couple of years. I think Father Guglielmelli or Mazzari was the chaplain. But when I saw with the Lions Club and being involved with the Eyes and et cetera, and then UNICO, it does give you a personal reward. So people think that sometimes, but really, and not only that, I found, as I mentioned with Jeff Kubitz, is that the camaraderie that the people that you meet. Yeah. Do you find that?
Oh, absolutely. We're some of my best friends. Italians, there's going to be arguments coming up.
No.
There's a lot of talking and a lot of, and of course food is the primary, reason. In fact, I said that's probably why they first started UNICO, because they said, well, we can get out of the house and have dinner with a bunch of guys and, and go home. Now, it's, one thing I'll tell you, Sam, a number of years ago, I believe we had a motorcycle run, and we raised quite a bit of money for this person. And I still remember we handed a check to this guy, and I don't even know what happened from this point on. Young man, maybe in his 30s, was quite ill with cancer. And he came out when we presented the check, and he had his little boy with him. And you could just see it in his eyes, where he was there with his son, wondering if he was going to watch his son grow into a man. And it's the emotion that just came out of that man. It's terrible. So, the thing is, you wish you could do more. You wish you had that power. But all you can do is, try to make best of, for these people as you can. That's the major drive to it. But like I said, we do have a lot of fun. We do have a lot of, as you said, camaraderie. And at the end of the day, you sit back and say, hey, we did some good.
When I was involved with muscular dystrophy, for 10 years, I was the telethon chairman, working with Miss Judy. I remember, we gave this girl a piano. And long story short, she always wanted to play piano, so Johnny Morado and I donated a piano and lessons. After that, I got paged. Mr. Sam Lesante would report to the main stage. So I go to the main stage, and I was there with WNEP, and walked up there, and Andrew's there. He says, "This is Dr. So-and-so." I said, "Hi, Doc." He said, "You know what you did?" He said, "What? You just extended more years of life for this girl. She has something to live for."
Yes.
And when you're talking about, doing something for somebody, you don't know how you maybe extended more time with that father and son.
Yep.
Don't you feel that? I mean,
yes.
That's the rewarding part, I think.
It's helplessness and rewarding at the same time.
And like you said, there are many organizations in this area that do so much good. And I'd like to give them some exposure as to what they're all about. But, as Jeff Kubitz said, with the swing club, until you're involved and you say, "Oh, I didn't know they did this.
Yeah.
I didn't know they did that." What are some of the other things that, other than, what the charitable organizations
Right.
that you guys do?
We do a lot of family-oriented events. For example, Halloween, we participate along with the city and other organizations in the trunk or treat up at City View Park. Easter, we just did a celebration before Easter. We had the Easter Bunny, and everything's free. The kids come out, they have hot dogs, cotton candy. In fact, one year we had an ice cream truck there. And Christmas time, Christmas in the park. Sometimes at Community Park, and then just this past December, we did with the city down in the park next to the Art League on Broad Street, on Broad and
It's
Laurel.
a beautiful place, isn't it?
Yeah, oh, it's gorgeous there. So, we do these things for free of charge for people to come out and just have fun, okay? And you see when the people come there, they really look forward to it. I was walking my dog one day up in the northeast part, and some lady came out and she said to me, "Is that thing happening today up at the park?" And I went, "Yeah." My kids are going to be so excited, because it was around Christmas time. And, sometimes these people don't have those opportunities to provide that stuff for their kids. Another thing we do is, and that's in the works right now, we do scholarships. We are giving away 4 $1,500 scholarships. 2 are going to be given for people going to college, and 2 for people going to trade school.
How does one apply for that?
That's all online. Now, we did contact every school guidance counselor. Okay, now in the old days, we used to have to collect all of the information and mail it into National, but now everything is done. Now we've had some National Scholarship winners in the past, okay? But now we have our own scholarship, the actual Hazleton UNICO scholarship. People apply online through their school. The school guidance counselor makes them aware of it. We had 25 applicants. The deadline was May 1st. So all that stuff is in and it's forwarded to the judging panel, and we'll be announcing on June 1st. We will know who the winners are, and probably our first June meeting, or our only June meeting, we'll be announcing that. And it helps, your kids in college, grandchildren in college.
Oh man, that's great. Yeah. But that's where you can see where the money's going. Now, what about, who's your president?
Right now, Donna Delahanty, and she's co-president with Angela Parecka. Coming up right now, it's Jeff Kubitz.
Two great people.
Absolutely.
I see Angelo every Saturday in church.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
He's a great fabulous guy. Danny, now you have the music studio up here, right?
Yes, I do.
And you give voice lessons and
all kind of lessons.
All kind of lessons.
All kind of lessons.
You like the office up here in Laurel Mall?
Oh yeah, that just came up in July.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's nice to have that second location because we've been blessed to have so many students that sometimes we run out of room down at the Church Street studio. So this is great.
Remember, even the richest child is poor without music.
Say?
Remember that from the old Morano Lesante days?
Absolutely.
But thanks.
And by the way, that's where I started, for the folks that don't know.
That's right.
16 years I had up with this guy, And,
well, listen, how's my buddy, Mr. Tranguich?
Oh, he hasn't been around for a while, but...
There's a man that's given. All these years they give,
Yes,
to the
he's very generous, very nice man. By the way, I do want to mention the festival. The Italian Festival, which has become our flagship, that is going to be September 5th, 6th, and 7th up at Community Park. We have a lot of food vendors lined up. We have a lot of entertainment. Well, I'm in charge of entertainment, I imagine that. And we have all kind of stuff, and it's a great event.
Well, we'll be certainly promoting it, that's for sure.
We appreciate that.
Folks, Danny DeMelfi from the UNICO. We had Jeff Kubitz on, who was talking about the Swing Club. And if your organization would like to come on and let people know all the good that you do, that's what the reason for SSP TV is all about. And I appreciate the comments on the show. And once again, thanks for making our show #1 talk show in Northeastern Pennsylvania. I really appreciate it. And we do sell advertising, incidentally. We'll see you next time.